The next step for the Dreamers, as many now look to lawmakers on Capitol Hill to find some sort of legislative fix. My next guest does not think Congress should do anything about the president's decision yesterday to delay taking any action for 6 months while Congress fixes it. Congressman Steve King, a Republican from Iowa, joins me now. Congressman King, what do you think should happen?
Well, all along, it's very clear that when Barack Obama initiated this program, it was unconstitutional. It was Obama's decision. 22 times in public on videotape, he said it was unconstitutional. I expected President Trump to cancel it January 20th of this year, which would have been consistent with his campaign promises. We've gone 8 months in violation of the Constitution during the Trump administration and a lot longer under the Obama administration. So the announcement that this ends in 6 months, I'd say I'm welcome for the decision. Sooner would be a lot better than later. And Congress has already multiple times rejected the DREAM Act. And so we've said no. And there's nothing that compels us to pass a law that Barack Obama implemented in place as an executive edict policy. They came here to live in the shadows, but we have to restore the respect for the rule of law. That's the central piece of this. And if you reward lawbreakers, it becomes impossible to restore the respect for the rule of law. And it so damages the rest of the immigration policy we've been trying to do. It would be tragic for our republic to see the rule of law so disrespected. Ronald Reagan learned that in 1986. We should know from that lesson. He reversed his decision and recanted it, I should say. So did most of the cabinet, and Ed Mesa would tell you that today.
So, Congressman King, you've been saying some things that people have reacted to strongly. You said that, and you've just said it again, that they should do away with DACA, just do it cold. Stop it right now. And you say that DACA recipients should, quote, live in the shadows. What does that mean?
That means that's exactly what they came here to do, was to live in the shadows. Why does that sound cruel or harsh in any way?
They came as children, so the pushback might be that they actually didn't make the decision to come at all.
Some of these children are now 37 years old, and their beards are turning gray. And many of them came here on their own. There seems to be no accounting for that. But some of them were brought here by their parents, maybe against their will, but maybe without their knowledge or their sense of responsibility. Then who is responsible? None of them are pointing their finger at the people that brought them here. They're saying, I'm not responsible, and I don't know anybody that is responsible. I just want a path to citizenship because I've been here long enough. I'm the most sympathetic group in the country right now. But if we do one amnesty for one segment of people, the next segment of people lines up again, and again. It never ends, Harris.
It's interesting that you put it that way, because I am reading more and more about what people are calling the slippery slope of this. Senator Lindsey Graham on the Today Show said that the Attorney General had it all wrong. Let's watch.
I think the president made the right decision by giving us 6 months. Well, Jeff Sessions is wrong. These kids are not taking jobs from American citizens. They're part of our country. They're fully employed for the most part. They're in school. They will add great value. The president's right to want to have a heart for these kids.
So it sounds like there's maybe a little disagreement on how to go forward. There always is, right? So how do you get to that legislative fix? Do you think that Republicans and Democrats can come out with something in the end?
Well, Harris, I don't need a legislative fix on this one. I need the end to DACA, because if we don't do that, then we will have passed forward another amnesty. And, you know, they're going to try to redefine amnesty. Lindsey Graham will try to redefine amnesty. He's always been an open borders individual. But when granting amnesty is a pardon for immigration lawbreakers, coupled with the reward of the objective of their crime. Now, if we do that, then more people will come in illegally, and they will say, all right, now I'm the next most sympathetic group. But I have sympathy for the Dreamers. In fact, there's one that I've said I would adopt her if that kept her in America. I have a heart for them. But I love the rule of law, and we cannot have both. We can't grant amnesty and then say we're going to restore the respect for the rule of law. And by the way, President Trump was elected to enforce immigration law, to pass more immigration law, to build border security and build a wall. Now, all those things, we would start out instead with a piece of amnesty rather than enforcement. I think that the American people have been through that many times before, Harris.
We look forward to covering what happens next, and we appreciate your time today breaking it down. You've had some very strong words to say on the subject, sir. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Harris.